Hey everyone, today I'm going to be doing a book review of the Martian Chronicles by Bradbury. This is a science fiction classic by an author known for astonishing and thought-provoking ideas, and this book does not break that trend. It is astonishing and thought-provoking, and frankly I loved this book really badly. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars on GoodReads. I would have gave it more, but you can't. The overall plot of this is actually quite simple. It is mankind's attempts to colonise Mars, starting in the year 1999, 16 years ago, in the future, as you do. And it takes place over the course of 27 years, and the world that humanity comes from, the Earth, is one that is on the absolute brink of atomic war. I mean, this book was written when atomic war was indeed a concern, and most people thought it was going to happen. So obviously this translates to that thought being in the book. And it is based on several sets of characters trying to colonise Mars and what happens with the Martians, which you do meet. The viewpoint of the book is actually quite interesting because there is not one character or set of characters from start to finish. Instead, it does indeed follow the Chronicles idea of the title, and it has a character set from at the start of the book, which is introduced. They do their part, contribute to the overall idea, then they are finished with. Then this happens again and again, and it happens about 8 to 10 times in total, and each of them have their own motivation for wanting to be on Mars, whatever that happens to be. And there are quite astonishing groups. Each group makes you think in different ways, and they each have their own emotional connection. For instance, one of the groups at the start of the book is extremely funny, and it actually made me genuinely laugh really heavily. I'm not going to tell you why because that would spoil things. One of the groups is really introspective and makes you really question certain things. One of them makes you think about religion and what religion could be and what it has been. One of them does the same for politics. One of them does the same for humanity in general and life and death, and several others as well, which I'm not going to talk about because it would spoil the surprise of what each group has in store. Now, onto the world that the Martian Chronicles inhabits, which is of course the red planet, Mars. This is the only consistent thing throughout the book due to the character sets changing, and the way Bradbury writes about Mars and gives it a near personality, a kind of a mind in a way, makes it an almost character throughout the whole book from start to finish, and it's the only consistent thing. And this is a good thing because it's a harsh, unforgiving world, and the way the characters act, both humans and Martians, makes some very interesting situations and some really quite provoking thoughts in many ways that I'm not going to go into because I don't want to influence people's reactions to it. One idea about this book that I loved was that rather than the traditional idea of little green men coming down to Earth in their flying saucer and landing and then trying to do the whole take me to your leader thing, it's completely reversed. It's the big lumbering humans going up to Mars in their big shiny spaceships and trying to find Martians to explain where they are and why they're there, and ideally get some sort of kind of like parade in their honour for being the first Earthlings on Mars. An idea that I thought was true genius in every sense of the word. The other thing that I loved about this book, amongst others, was the writing style and the language used. It was, frankly, it's another word for it, beautiful. It had a poetic feel to it, and indeed at one point he uses a little reference from a Lord Byron poem, and this makes for a really curious writing style which I'm not that used to, but makes it absolutely unique, and this book stands out amongst almost any other book I can think of. So, in summary, The Martian Chronicles is a book that I absolutely loved really badly. I can barely put into words how much I like this book. This is going to be one of my favourite books I've read ever, I suspect. It has a certain something about it that just stays with you long after you read it. And indeed, I'm almost certain this will stay with me for, well, possibly forever. In little ways anyway. I'd recommend this to anybody and everybody, to be honest. Science fiction fans will want to read it because it's by Bradbury and it's got some quite phenomenal science fiction ideas in it. But also just people who want to read a story with quite simply amazing language and ideas and just beautiful writing, frankly, will want to read this because it really is an astonishing book. I mean, I can't recommend this enough. I absolutely loved it to pieces. And with that said, that's pretty much it for this review. So there will be a review of this on GoodReads, which I will link in the description below, of course, along with my Twitter and my GoodReads account information, as I always do. And that's pretty much it for this review. So, if you've read this book, please let me know in the comments below and we can talk about it, or on Twitter, whichever you prefer. And that's it. So thank you for watching and I'll see you another day. Bye for now.